Hey everybody, it's Sophia from No Love Lost 2.0. And today I got my husband on the channel and we're gonna tell y'all a little story of how we actually met. We're gonna bring it back because we have passed our 4-year anniversary, and we're just gonna give y'all an episode. This is after our anniversary, but we're just gonna give y'all a throwback to how we met and how everything that transpired leading up to meeting each other. So we're gonna try to snip that in there. It's pretty long. It happened over a course of a long time, like a few months. But we just gonna give y'all a little snippet. So I'll say how I even got on to find out who my husband was is my friend Jasmine had told me to get on Facebook dating. I didn't know that there was such a thing that you could add to your profile. And I got on Facebook dating. Boom. I guess we like you have to match with each other. You have to like each other's page to even what is it?
Talk.
To talk to each other, to be able to message each other. So you had both have to like each other. And then it just started from there. It was like on and off, like little texting here for like 2 weeks straight before we actually like
Yeah, it was
talked.
like 2 weeks.
Yeah, it was like 2 weeks of every few days just checking in, but not too like serious.
I think it was like 1 or 2 times where it was like a whole day that we were going through of texting, and then like a day that we didn't talk in between.
Yeah, it was something like that. But it just was like, it was just like, yeah, we knew who each other was like
Yeah.
through talk.
And also got on the phone. No, we ain't never.
We didn't get on the phone. No, the way I don't remember what it was in April, but the way it happened was you hit me up on Facebook dating,
Yeah.
telling me that you were in Queens. And I said, well, I live in Brooklyn, in Brownsville. And I told you where I live. And you said, oh, I'm gonna ride my bike there. I said, you're gonna do
No. Yeah, I wasn't talking about then. That's when we first met.
yeah.
But I was talking about the weeks before.
Oh yeah, the weeks before when we was just talking.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't even know when we seriously got seriously talking. I feel like it was like you just hit me up to come chill, and then that's when it just really like picked up. Cause that's when you
because
gave
we
me
didn't
your
have no really.
yeah, it wasn't like no big communication, but you knew I lived in Brooklyn. I knew you lived in Long Island. And move closer. Move closer, move closer. So so yeah, he had hit me up. I was working from home. He had hit me up like, "Hey, I'm in Queens," and I'm like, "Okay, I live in Brooklyn." And he was like, "Oh, I'm gonna take my bike there." I said, "You gonna get on the train here or with your bike?" Like that's how I'm thinking he gonna get here. Nah, this man really rode his bike
No.
to Brooklyn, Brownsville.
Okay. In my defense, I did not know how to take the train, so I was nervous. Not only that, this is my first time meeting this man, so I didn't know. And me meeting this man, it was out of thin air because I didn't have that plan that
Yeah.
day was not that.
Yeah.
I had different plans that day, and
Them
my
plans didn't work out.
at all.
That's how I came into view y'all.
And
Joking.
it wasn't anything like that. My plans were to hang out with my friends, and they weren't answering once I got to Queens. So I was like, you know what? I don't want to go home. I came all the way here,
Mhm.
and I don't want to have to just turn around. So I was like, let me see. I've been talking to this guy for a little while, and I want to see like what he looks like and how we could vibe, or if it's gonna like be worth talking to him afterwards.
Mhm.
So,
You hit me up.
so I hit you up and I asked you if you were free. You told me what time.
I said, "Yeah, I'll be 4 o'clock." I think it was like 4 o'clock.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then he came, he went to the wrong block. He went to the block behind my block where my other cousin lived, and he had to use somebody's phone. They reach out to me for me to I'd be like, no, you're on the wrong block. Just come one block over.
Because my phone back then was it was fucked up.
Yeah, his phone was
Mine
messed up.
not set up the way that I wanted to.
Yeah, so he finally found his way. Um, and we just started chilling from that point and hanging out. He was all nervous and shit. And I was like, "You making me uncomfortable." I said, "You making me uncomfortable in my own house." I said, "You got to stop being so nervous. Like, well, I don't know what you think about to happen. Whatever's about to happen is what you want to happen too, right?" But nothing did happen. We just vibed out, got to know each other a little bit. Then it was like, okay, we'll talk again. Next thing I know, he gave me his iCloud. That's how remember your iCloud. And yeah, that don't matter, but I'm just saying you gave me your iCloud, remember? So he gave me his iCloud, then we started texting, da 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 da. He pissed me off a little bit in between. Like I had seen him again since then. Since that first initial time. I think it was like a week later or a few days later. It was not that far off. And I saw him again, and then boom, then it was just like he pissed me off because he was like not being consistent. He was being consistent, then he stopped being consistent, and I was like, oh, I don't got time for this shit. Like I'm about to just block you. So I did. And then what happened, baby?
I don't know.
You was trying to get in contact with me. You was calling
Oh.
me and text me. Like,
Yeah. I didn't know you blocked me because at the time my phone wasn't connected. So what you blocked was my
iCloud.
iCloud.
Yeah, I
So
know shit.
I still had your number. So once I connected my phone, I was able to reach you. And once you picked up, I basically told you, I was just like, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to. I forgot exactly what I told you, but I
Uh,
basically just apologized for not being consistent and told you that I would make it up to you, I believe.
yeah, he said something like that. But I just definitely was like, man, I ain't here. I just told him I gave him my boundaries. Like, I'm not here to play no games with you. I'm not. Let's just be cool. Let's be honest with each other. We ain't even got to be together. We could just vibe out and do what it do. That's because that's the type of vibe I was on at that phase of my life after certain situations had occurred. If y'all listen to other episodes in the podcast, you would definitely know it. So make sure you check that other episodes out. Also, um, to get back to it was so we started vibing out. His birthday passed. I got him a little dime. What did I get you? Because it was like everybody was drinking at that time. No, I didn't get you the Patron. It was the Douce. That's because that was when Douce was big. Everybody drinking Douce that year. That was I got that Douce. Yeah, like because that shit was smooth. That is one smooth ass liquor. So
I understand.
so I got him a little bottle of Douce something for his birthday. He turned 21. I'm like, ooh, 21. Like you legal. I can get this to you now. That's exactly what I said to him. I said, even though he already drunk plenty of times before, but I was like, I can't give it to you until you're 21. So once he's 21, I say, here you go. Got him a little gift. There you go. And whatever the case may be, after that, I think that's when we just started being consistently talking and hanging out. And then it came to when did I take you on that date? It was after your birthday. Yeah, it was after our first date was after your birthday. We met in April, but our first date was after your birthday because you was 21
It
already.
was like July, I think.
No, it couldn't have been July because Pride, we was already doing it. So we was already doing it.
Then it was
June. Yeah, it had to be the beginning of June or something because we already had went to Claudaddy's. Because remember, in June Pride is at the end of June. We was already doing it. So I'm thinking we had our first date. That's what I should say. Sometime right after his birthday, so June. I would say June, yeah. And then, we went on a little date. It was nice. It was a vibe.
It was nice.
It was really nice. It was really like I took him to a seafood place and he didn't like seafood. He told me he was like, and I was like, "Oh shit, I already had the reservations for this seafood place." And he tells me he don't like seafood, and I was like, "Oh shit." I said, "Well, they got other stuff." You know. I was like, "They got other stuff," which they did. The food was good.
You're
We end up liking each other's drinks and switching each other's drinks.
right.
Cause I liked his drink more, and I guess he liked mine more because I wasn't feeling my.
My,
Yeah, I needed that more liquor. Yes.
yeah,
So
I was like,
yeah, so that's how that happened. Yeah, then we had our first date and then he hung out after and you stayed. He said, he asked me, he said, "Oh, can I stay tonight?" I looked at him like I didn't know you was leaving. Like, and I did. I said, "What are you talking leaving? You wasn't leaving." I said, "I already got a clean towel and washcloth to the side." I knew that after this first date that you was coming back. Not on some like, "Oh, I'm a dog," like shit. No, just because like I was like, this first date was solidifying that okay, I rock with you and I want you to stay. And that's what it was. And then, how did you feel like when you asked me to stay, but I already said you was staying in my head.
yeah, because I was obviously feeling you for a little while because we started talking in April. It's June now, so April. Wait, no, we started talking in March. I thought.
No, it was April because we met on 420.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
it was the beginning of it.
Uh-huh.
So by that date, it was already like I was already feeling you because even when I stopped talking to you, it wasn't really intentional. I guess I didn't see everything that was going on in my life. I was just starting a new job. It was a lot, especially with the personal things that I was going through too.
Mm.
So it was a lot to handle at once. So once I realized that, it was just like I had to focus on the things that really matter to me and stand out to me that I feel like gravitate towards me the most. Um, that made me want to gravitate towards you. And I don't know.
Well, yeah, he had came home. Well, I mean, he came back to the house and he stayed the night, and we had a very lovely night of hanging out. And then okay, we had a very lovely night of hanging out. And then from there, then it just became real consistent. Whenever he was off of work, he'd be like, he'll come out to Brooklyn. Yeah, like most of the time, if he wasn't out there twice a week, he was out there once a week. He was coming to Brooklyn consistently. Um, and that's just that was our little vibe for a minute. We did that for a little while. We did that for the summer. Yeah, we did
Yeah,
that for the summer.
because as September 13th was the day that I finally asked you to solidify it.
Oh yeah. Then he asked me. Uh, he said, "Oh, you can ask me now." I said, "What?"
Because I think it was like a month before or like a few weeks before I said that. You had told me, "Oh, whenever you ready, I'm ready," or something like that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I said some shit like that probably. Whenever you ready, I'm ready. Cause I just be like, listen, I'm like, listen, I know where I'm at. I know where I'm at. So as soon as you let me know where you at and we on the same page, then I'm ready. That's just me solidifying saying like, hey, I know what I want, but when you ready, I'm right here. And so when you came and you asked me, it was like, oh, I'm ready for you to ask me. I was like, okay, you want to be my boyfriend? You say yes. I said, okay. And then we hugged.
That sounds so nice.
No, because I was just like, mind y'all, he already lived in my house. So it was, yeah, we skipped that whole part. Let's go back. So by the end of August, Like by the end of August, he moved in. He told me, he was like, "I'm moving in."
No, but explain why. I moved in because you were sick.
I had a surgery. I wasn't sick. I had a surgery. That's like, whoa, whoa, wait a minute. And he said he would come take care of me. But when he told me he was gonna leave his job, I said, no, I don't think that's a good idea. But he just didn't like where he was living. Also, he was like, the landlord was an asshole. He didn't feel like the landlord was trying to go up on the rent and stuff like that. And I just was like, he was like, I'm ready to move to the city. And I was like, listen, we not together, but we cool. Like we still getting to know each other because we didn't want to rush into no relationship. So we was just on some like, yo, we just gonna get to know each other. And if it work out, it work out. If it don't, it don't. No hard feelings. Like he was still able to live his life, do whatever he wanted to do. I was able to do what I wanted to do. And that lasted for a few weeks. All right, like 3 weeks. By September 13th, that was it. It was like, it was literally from the end of August to September 13th. It was just like, listen, you ain't messing with nobody else. I ain't messing with nobody else. We locked in.
Yeah. And I was definitely, I don't know, I guess because I feel like I was just finally ready to just say, oh, I have this in front of me. There's no reason for me to leave it basically. And not only that, it was just like I didn't feel the reason to do anything else but what I wanted at that time, and that was to be with you.
Yeah, and that's how it all begun. We had the bumps in the road, but we made it to September 13th. We got there. And then we'll let y'all get into that in another part because there's many phases to the last 4 years, but we're happy to share and show y'all that love is all that matters. It matters after all. Diana Ross and Michael Jackson. It was in the Jackson 5 movie. So make sure y'all subscribe to No Love Lost 2.0. You can stream on Apple, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and Amazon Music, as well as YouTube. In my Oprah voice, YouTube. And make sure y'all continue to show that love. Don't forget it's one love.